Hi everyone, Quillfan here again. I know, long time no see, but it's like I said in my last video, it's gonna be like that for a while, so no like regular videos on my channel. But I wanted to show the Green Witch Tarot to you all. Originally I planned on doing an unboxing video for this one, but, well, kind of unluckily, it came to me the same day this one here arrived. And I was so eagerly waiting for the Raven's Prophecy Tarot. I wanted to trim it. I wanted to just look at the images. I wanted to stain the edges. I wanted everything with this deck. That it would have been, well, quite unfair to unbox the Green Witch Tarot like on camera the same day. Because I don't think it could have, well, stood up against Raven's Prophecy at that point. But I was too curious to just leave it unopened, so I had to open it and just flip through the cards the same evening, and I looked through the book. Haven't read it from cover to cover, but I think it's enough to kind of give you my very first impression. To be honest, this is the second take on this video already, because whilst uploading it, I realized that about a third was missing. And as I'm not too much into like editing videos, I like it if it's just kind of free-flowing. I just decided to do it all over again. Okay, but let's start. Here is the Green Witch Tarot. This is the box it came in. It is by Anne Mora. And the art is by Kiri Ostergaard Leonard. I really don't have a clue if that was like just similar to the name. I'm sorry if I just slaughtered your name, but that is the best I can do. So it's one of those like usual well-in boxes, not too sturdy, and to be honest, it came in not too good of a condition, as you can see here. But the cards were fine, so I don't mind. This is the book it came with. It's a decent book, I have to say. There's a lot of information in it, and of course the cards, but we'll come to that later. Let's start with the book. So this book is, I believe, 240 pages long. Yes, it is. And as I already said, there's a lot information given in there, but it's quite brief. So it touches upon a lot of things, but it doesn't go in depth with them. So I feel it's kind of like giving you a good ground to kind of jump off of to do your own research. But I'll give you an example of that later. So the book, well, it starts with the usual acknowledgements. Then you have the introduction. And this introduction goes like over 2 pages, and it's already pretty interesting because it already goes into the deities. It goes into the god and the goddess, the wheel of the year, the holidays that come with the wheel of the year, but all very, very briefly. So you just have heard of names like Ostara and all that good stuff, but there's no kind of explanation there. Then we have a brief history of tarot, which is quite interesting as well. We have the Green Witchcraft in the tarot, which is kind of going over the concept of the deck. It goes over the name changes in the major arcana. Oh, excuse me. It says that there is always, for every card, there is an animal and a plant added on. So you get some additional meaning from the card, which I really liked. And it tells you something about the minor arcana. And I'm just going to read you just this small paragraph here, so you can kind of make up your mind about how this book is kind of written. So, the minor arcana consists of 4 suits that relate to the elementals, seasons, cardinal directions, stages of life, and zodiac signs that can be used for personality types in court cards or the timing of events with aces. The suits of the minor arcana are the ritual altar tools of witchcraft. The pentacle, a thumb, wand, and chalice representing the elemental energies of earth, air, fire, and water. So in this little paragraph, you get a lot of information already. But then again, all these things that are mentioned here, like the cardinal directions, the stages of life, the zodiac signs, that's just mentioned here. It doesn't go any further than that in the book. So that's a bit disappointing on one side. On the other side, I get it. I mean, this book would have been like twice the size if it would have gone into every detail. So maybe it's good that it just gives you like an overview and you can do the rest, the research for yourself. I don't know. After that, it goes into the different suits. So I'm just going to read you the Pentacles to you. The Pentacles represent the element of earth, money, business, finances, physical matters, health, comfort, material things, possessions, challenges, rewards, winter, north, midnight, green-brown, the elderly, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So this, of course, is, well, a bit more information, and I really like that. So in this, like, 4 lines here, you already not only get the everyday matters that the suit kind of relates to, but even the season of the year, which is winter for the Pentacles in this book, the direction, which is north, the time of the day, so midnight, color, the stages of life, like the elderly in this case, I'm sorry, and the zodiac signs. So you get this for every suit, and I really like it. Again, you have to do the research yourself for any information that goes further than that. Then it goes on to the court cards and the aces, and there's, well, a bit about surrounding cards and kind of card combinations. Not like if you have like an 8 and a 7, but what it could be, or it could mean if you have like 3 8s in a spread. So for example, 8s generally stand for communication in this book, and if you got 3 in a spread, this could refer to travel, quick events, and trade. I haven't worked with that, but it's kind of an interesting idea. So I will have to look into that further. There's a paragraph on reversed cards. And then it goes on into reading the tarot. And I have to say, the next couple of pages are quite in depth, at least for someone who is not, or who doesn't have much knowledge of witchcraft, which is me. It's probably not in depth or not thorough for someone who studied witchcraft for half of his life, but for someone with no knowledge or just very few knowledge, it's kind of a good base, I think. So it goes on to reading the tarot, kind of the rules you should apply to reading the tarot, and how to treat your clients, the respect you should show, like the act of reading, how to consecrate your tarot deck, how to ground and center yourself with just a very small lesson in how to do that, which is quite nice, I thought. How to begin a reading, how to do a reading, and what ways you could use the tarot cards for instead of or on top of the divinatory aspect. So I thought this is quite neat. And just in regards to the rest of the book, this is quite in depth. Then it goes on to the cards. And I have to say you get a lot here. Although, so just for a second, this is all cards. This is just going over the cards. But you have like one whole page for all the major arcana cards, just with the image and a large border in black and white. And you have a large image, even again in black and white, for the minor arcana as well. So it's not that much of information just written down, but it's still very decent and it's still quite in depth. what you usually get is kind of a paragraph on the overall concept represented in the card. So for example, here you have a paragraph kind of overview on witches or on a witch. Then you have a paragraph that goes more in depth with the symbols or the scenery represented in the card itself. So for example, you can like read here that you can see the ritual belt of white and red and black cord representing the triple goddess as maiden, mother, and crone. And you can see it in the card. Obviously, you can see it in the real card in color, but you can see it here as well. So I really like that. And after that, there's a paragraph kind of on the energy of the card. So this is the paragraph you can kind of translate to come to the meaning of the card. After that, there is another kind of small paragraph on the added herb and the added animal in the card. So, for example, for the witch, it's the plant she is adding to the cauldron is ginger root for success and swift action. A crow representing magic and manifestation watches from a branch of a nearby hazelnut tree. So you have both explained in here as well. And then you have just a couple of keywords for the meaning, a couple of keywords for the reversed meaning, and some prompt words. And with the Major Arcana, you always get 1 page to write down your own notes. For the Minor Arcana, it's kind of pretty similar, and you get, like, if you just look at the text, it's almost the exact same amount of information given for Minor and Major Arcana, which is a rare thing, so I really like that. And other than that, it's pretty similar. You get the same information in the text, you get the same keywords for the meaning, the reversed meaning, and the prompt words, so it's pretty similar, and I really like it. I'm so sorry. For every suit, you have this front page, just kind of covering the element associated with the suit and the main keywords for the suit. So, like, chalices are representing water, which is again representing emotions, psychic ability, fulfillment, relationships, west, and autumn. So you get that with every suit. After that, it goes on to spreads. And there are quite a lot of spreads in here. I was quite impressed. So you have the Witch's Circle spread, which looks a lot like the Celtic Cross to me, but that's just my opinion. You get an Elemental Cross spread and a Wheel of the Year spread, both of which I really would love to try out because they really do look quite interesting. So I have to try those out. You get the Mystic Pyramid spread, a 9-card square spread, a simple yes-no answer spread, and a Tree of Life spread. So these are quite a lot of spreads in here, so that's quite cool. You get a conclusion, and that's it. So that's for the book. I think this is really, it's a decent book. I really like it. I would have wished for a bit more information on some of the aspects that are mentioned in the book, but then again, I like that they are mentioned, so you at least can do your own research after that. A decent book. And now, off to the cards. As I said, the art is by Kiri Ostergaard Leonard, and it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. I have seen the artwork, some of the pictures, quite a lot of months. I would say months, maybe it was weeks, but I believe it was months before the actual deck was released. Just during the process of creating the art for the deck, it was presented on the homepage of the artist. Beautiful. That was the reason for me to be interested in this deck. And even though it has been quite of an impulse buy, that was the main reason for me to get it, because I knew that I really like the artwork. I have to say though, it's a very, well, kind of, how to say that, it's a bit light maybe for some, which to me is not a bad thing. It's a bit like, it could be illustrations of a children's book, just because it's a bit cute and a bit just like very warm and very very light and very soothing and calm. But I don't mean that in a negative way, because I like it. I like it a lot, just art-wise. But I'm rambling. You want to see the cards, I know, I'm sorry. So here you have the back. It's the usual Wellen cardstock. It's the usual Wellen size, not side, the usual Wellen size. So I believe most of you do have at least one Llewellyn deck at home, and so you know the size and the cardstock of this one. It's not reversible, as you can see. I don't mind. I don't read reversals. I mean, I do incorporate reversal meanings, but I don't physically reverse cards in a meaning, in the spread. So I don't mind. And now, off to the cards. Look at this. Isn't it gorgeous? It's vibrant colors. It's it's just lovely, and it goes into very much detail in it. I think it's one of those decks you can find more details for quite a long time whenever you look at the cards. So I really like that. The names have been changed a lot in the Major Arcana. So you have the green man for the Fool. You have the white dog here, which is nice. You have a plant in here, so I really like just the way the card is kind of made up. Here you have the witch for the magician. And again, you can see here like her belt, which is important. They describe her necklace in the book. They say that all of the suits are represented here. And you can see how much it goes into like witchcraft just by the sacred circle she has casted around with, I believe it's salt, to kind of block out negative energy, so it couldn't interfere with whatever she is doing in there. So it's lovely. You have to say it's lovely, and it's a beautiful, beautiful image. The High Priestess, the Earth Mother for the Empress, the Horned God for the Emperor. Oh, gorgeous. The High Priest for the Hierophant, the Lady and the Lord, which is representative of the god and the goddess, for the Lovers, the Battle Wagon for the Chariot. I love the image of the crone. I love, 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 love this image. So beautiful. So beautiful. This is the Strength card. Like the Strength card. The Holly King is the Hermit. Look at this Wheel of the Year. Gorgeous. With all the holidays on it. Really like it. The Standing Stone instead of Justice. But you still have the scales. You have some Celtic knotwork. So the Labyrinth. You have a spider. So there is a lot going on in this card. Love it. The Oak King for the Hanged Man. And I have to say, I was a bit like, what's going on this card? Because I mean, maybe I am blind, but I can't see anything tying him to the tree. So how the hell is he staying up there? I mean, I'm an air sign. Things have to be kind of logic for me. So logical. So this is like, what? What's going on here? But then again, maybe I'm just blind. Here we have the Lord of the Shadows for death. And again, just look at it. It's such a meaningful and it's a strong image, but it's not scary at all. I talked to, I chatted with Kelly just very briefly over this deck because I might be giving it away just because of the energy that it incorporates. It's, like I said, it's very calm, it's very light, to me at least. It's kind of light and calm, and I believe it's a deck that would be perfect if you're searching for something to kind of work with your inner child in general, or like for someone who's reading for others and who's doing birth charts and things like that to photograph for kids. Just because I think the imagery and the artwork is very I don't know how to say it without making it sound like it's a negative thing, because it's not. It's not a negative thing. I'm not saying that the art is kind of naive or that it's like too light or something, but it's just a style of art that is very, very light to me, at least. So I'm not that drawn to this kind of energy right now. I feel that I don't need it. And I feel that I wouldn't use this deck that much because of that, even though I adore the artwork, even though that I could just look at these images and be like, oh, it's so beautiful. But that's not enough for me to keep a deck. I have to have this feeling that I want to use it, that I want to work with it. And I don't have it right now with this deck. But then again, I have to kind of work with this deck maybe a bit further because I haven't done that yet. But I kind of lost my train of thought. Whatever. I kind of lost it now, just with my rambling. So, beautiful art, light art. I think a perfect deck for someone who is into witchcraft, and a perfect deck for someone who either wants to work with their own inner child, or who does a lot of work with other person's inner childs, or even work for childs in a way as in doing birth charts. So I love it. And then again, there are a lot of persons out there who are adults and love this deck to pieces. So just because it's not like talking to me right now, it's not speaking as much to me as I hoped for, it doesn't mean that it's not your deck. So I just wanted to clarify that, because the art is stunningly beautiful, and you will hear that from my mouth a lot today because I really, really love it. Okay, but enough of the ramble. Let's move on with the cards. We have the She for Temperance, Nature for the Devil, the Wild Hunt for the Tower. Well, the Star is the Star. I'm not too fond of this image, I have to say. I mean, I like it, I can respect the art and I can worship the art, but it's just not my personal favorite representation of the star, I have to say. But I wanted to point out, even the star is PG, because even though she is naked, you can't see anything. And there's a lot going on in the card, let's be honest. You have the star, you have the moon, you have a goldfish, you have these Koige. I lost the English word for a second. I really don't know it. She's a fairy, so there is a lot going on there. There is a lot you can kind of pull from. It's just not my personal favorite representation. Here we have the moon, who has a face, but it's a lovely face. And one of my favorite sun cards ever. I mean, look at this. I really, really love that it's not a typical sun card. So you don't have a baby riding on a horse under a sun with a scary face. But you have the sun, you have an eagle, you have sunflowers, and you have just a beautiful scenery. I mean, look at this. Gorgeous. Here we have Harvest, which is the Judgment card. again, stunning, just stunning. And this could be an oracle card for me, and I would love it for that, just because this is gorgeous. This is so beautiful. The world tree for the world. Just look at this. I'm getting goosebumps just by looking at this image. I love it to pieces. Okay, this is the major arcana done. Now off to the minors. And I know that there is someone out there who loves to see all the aces. So here's something I prepared. So that's all the aces together. Quite colorful, quite beautiful, and just, oh, I just love it. It's not like the elements or the different suits aren't kind of color coded in this deck, and it's even not like you only find one season of the year in a deck, so it's in a suit, so it's kind of mixed up. Let's start with the wands. Here we have the Ace of Wands. Oh, beautiful. I just love the artwork. Look at the sky. Gorgeous. The Two of Wands. The Three of Wands. Four of Wands. Harry Potter. The Six of Wands. The Seven of Wands. I have to say, I don't get every image. Like, for example, this picture, I just don't get it. It's about overcoming obstacles. It's about challenges. It's about doing things differently. That at least is what is written in the guidebook. So that is what they wanted to show in this picture. And I'm really like, what? I don't see it. I mean, maybe she has had some challenges or obstacles, but right now this is very peaceful. Well, I don't know. Maybe I should kind of go work with the cards a bit further because I don't get them all. The Eight of Wands. The Nine of Wands. I love this one. The Ten of Wands. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Just gorgeous. The Page of Wands. The Knight of Wands. Look at this Queen of Wands. Isn't this stunning? I just love. I have never seen, I believe I have never seen a deck, at least not a deck in my possession, that shows an elderly Queen of Wands, like a slightly overweight, gray-haired, beautiful elderly woman. I never saw that, and it's just, oh, it's so beautiful. Just look at her. Look at her face. Look at her, the look in her face, and she is so beautiful. I love it. And here we have the King of Wands. It looks a bit like a monk, but I believe it might be just a magician or a wizard, because why should it be a monk? Well, I don't know. Okay, off to the swords. So here we have the Ace of Swords, or the Ace of Athames. The 2. The 3. This is one of the pictures where you can really see that there's a lot more going on in the picture than is like realized on the very first glance. Like you have the lonely swan here, you have the windows all I don't know the English word for it, barricaded, I don't know, there are, there's wood in front of it. It looks quite lonely and, well, not too good, even though on first glance you think it's quite of a beautiful scenery. Here's the 4, the 5, beautiful 6 of Athames, 7, the 8. Oh, I love this one. This is the most scary card in the whole deck, but I really, really love it. the 9, and I love the bat in this one. And here we have the 10 of the Thavis. The Page, the Knight, the Queen, and the King. Okay, off to the chalices or cups. Here's the Ace of Cups. I love this one. The 2 of chalices, the 3, gorgeous 4 of chalices, the 5 of chalices. Oh, look at this. How gorgeous is that? I love the 7 of chalices, the 8, the 9 of chalices, the 10 of chalices. This is one of my favorite scenes. I mean, look at this. This is so beautiful. Oh, I love it. The Page of chalices, the Knight, gorgeous Queen, and the King, which looks, or who looks quite abundant. And if it wasn't for the cup in his hands, I probably would have thought of it as the King of Pentacles. I mean, just look at him. Okay, and last but not least, the Pentacles. So here's the Ace of Pentacles, the 2. Oh, I love this image. I mean, I love the 2 of Pentacles, or the 2 of Pentacles is quite important to me in general. And I really love this image. I love the sky in it, and it's just, oh, beautiful. The 3 of Pentacles, the 4, the 5, the 6, and I believe this is the first 6 of Pentacles I have ever seen. At least, again, the first 6 of Pentacles in my possession. That shows that the 6 of Pentacles isn't always just about generosity. You have it with all its ups and downs, as you can see here. So, like this one. It brings kind of a new aspect to it. I really like it. The 7 of Pentacles, which goes perfectly with the 8 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles. I'm a bit missing the single lady. Okay, and now I have like a song in my head. Great. I'm not going to sing it though. The 10 of Pentacles, the Page, the Knight, gorgeous. And again, look at this Queen. I so love that the people in this deck look like a lot more like normal people. You usually, especially with the Queens, you in most of the decks you get like this model type of queen, like these beautiful, beautiful women with their perfect figures and everything that one could wish for. But I'm not that much into this, and I really, really love that you have like normal people in this deck that are overweight, that have like wrinkles, that have gray hair, and might not be like the most beautiful in the like in society's view, in the view of the society, like the most beautiful people, but they are so beautiful in themselves. I mean, look at this woman. Look at her. Look at her face. She's stunningly beautiful. She's so beautiful. Yet she's an older woman. She has her wrinkles. She has like not the perfect skin, but oh, I just love it. I just love it. And here we have the King of Pentacles. Gorgeous. So that's all the cards done. I cannot say enough how much I really love the artwork, and I'm a bit sad, I have to say, that it doesn't kind of speak to me a bit more, and that it doesn't kind of resonate with me a bit more, because I really, really like the art. I wouldn't have bought it otherwise, and I really love the artwork, but it's not. Whoopsie. I'm sorry. It's just not the right deck for me. Maybe at this period of my life, I don't know. Maybe in general. And I don't want to keep this deck just to have it in my cupboard. So I don't know. I'm going to work with it just for a bit. And if I don't want to keep it, then I will happily give it to someone who can really work with this deck, because I believe it's worth it. So I'm just shuffling it just a bit. It shuffles just as beautiful as all the Llewellyn decks do, just because it's the same size and the same cardstock, and your hands get used to it. So I'm just very briefly shuffling the deck, and then I'm going to spread out a couple of cards just so you can see how they work together. So I think I might push this thing to the side for a better place. So let me adjust this so you can see it properly. I think they work beautifully together. I think you can really tell a story with these cards just because of the art. So again, I believe this is a beautiful deck. I believe this is a stunning artwork. There is stunning artwork in this deck. I believe it's a good deck for all the witches out there. Or wizards. I didn't want it to discriminate. I believe it's a great deck if you want to work with your inner child, or if you are working with children in whatever way, just because the artwork is quite light and PG. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say about the Greenwich Tarot. I hope you enjoyed this, and I wish you all a very, 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 very beautiful day. And if you want to leave a comment, I'd be happy to read it. All right, have a nice day. Bye.